Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Crypto ML Lounge. I'm your host, Black Adam. So, without further ado, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Phil Russ from the Tsuka team. Thank you for joining us today, Phil. Could you please introduce yourself, the team behind Tsuka, and how you end up in the crypto world today?
Yeah. Good morning, crypto world. I do want to let you guys know that oh, there he is. So I'm babysitting a puppy right now. He's my puppy. My wife and I just conceived a golden retriever, and he's quiet. He's 14 weeks old, and yeah, he's acclimating. And will you believe that he is the star of the show to some degree because his birthday is the same birthday as our project Tsuka. So this little dragon is one of many out there. So he's going to bother me this entire AMA. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me. But my name is Phil Russell. I'm ready to go. I love crypto. I love decentralized finance. I love community projects. And I love working with the team in Tsuka. Tsuka's team is really special because it is the only other project in our space where the team and the entire project materialized from nothing. It is the only true 100% organic project that grew from zero, just like Bitcoin or Doge. And we, as a community, have developed a hierarchy structure based on merit. And those are the people that come in with effort every day and do their best and try to help. And we've got a great democracy over in Tsuka. And I am one of the leaders in the admin team over there. And not much about me. I'm kind of boring. I'm in sales. I was in finance before that. I raised money for a little while, and I really, really loved finance. I always loved technology, and yeah, learning that buying and operating within a space of Bitcoin, that you are really just helping a global humanity-based movement is good enough for me. So I'm I'm ready to go. I love being here. Thank you so much for having me. Black Adam, I love being on your AMAs because you're so charismatic and you direct the room really well. So thank you for having me on. And yeah, I'm loving Tsuka.
Yeah, thank you so much for your kind words, Phil. And no worries regarding your golden retriever. You can pet him as well while talking to us. And I think personally, I really love the golden retriever. It is very loyal and loving companion, and it is known for its warm heart and friendly nature. So I love them, and I don't mind them. And uh, I believe that community won't be minding. Won't mind about golden retriever that you are petting him while also talking. Okay, let's delve into
Thank you.
nut and bolts of Suga. Yeah, my pleasure. Okay, can you please tell us about Suga's potential utilities? Before we talk about the utilities, I should say that the trailer for Weird Ryoshi and the story of Ryoshi seem captivating to me. So before talking about the utilities, can you share more about who Ryoshi is and how his story intervenes with Suka's origin and mission? And what is underlying message or symbolism within this animated web video that you hope viewers will take away?
Yeah, so I love and I don't know. I might be accidentally dropping some alpha here because there was an entire episode that was dropped. We just spoke at the Cypherpunk 2023 conference, which is down in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if any of you have the opportunity to be able to come to any of these conferences. There was a time when I only ever could have imagined to go to the ones that just happened to pass on by close to my hometown. And now, my reach has been extended a little bit, so I've been going to some of these. But yeah, we just went to the 2023 Cypherpunk conference, and we released the whole first chapter. and it was something that really, really was accepted way better than we anticipated. So I don't know if it's up there yet. It might just be the trailer. If it's just the trailer, you guys are in for a surprise because you're gonna get more. I would just keep going to the website weareryoshi.com at risk of getting everybody upset with me. I don't know when it's going to be up there. If it's up there now, I have no idea. But it's if you love the Ryoshi story, I mean, honestly, a lot of people don't even really know the Ryoshi story. I didn't know the Ryoshi story. I didn't buy Shiba for Ryoshi. I didn't know when I was getting involved in Shiba that I was involving myself in one of the largest movements in crypto. I had no idea, and I imagine none of you guys did too, unless maybe you heard the last conversation Mr. Black Adam and I had, because we talked about it a little bit. But Ryoshi, believe it or not, is the father of all e-news. This person, Ryoshi, is a figurehead in our space. I would consider him a forefather to some degree, but he was the person that really became the symbolic poster child for the movement of decentralization. And I think I'd like to talk about that more than anything, because I don't know if everyone really realizes that. I mean, the landscape we're all on, the whole crypto landscape, when you dig down deep enough and you hit the granite rock bottom, you have blockchain, this invention of blockchain, right? Everybody's seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You know, when they go into the wardrobe and on the other side is Narnia, this magical place where anything's possible. That's crypto, okay? So we find the wardrobe, we crawl on through, and in Narnia we are, and we have blockchain technology and the ability to build in a peer-to-peer way. True decentralization. No more middleman, no more trusting the third party, no more trusted intermediary, no more powerless moves, no lack of ownership, infinite possibility, and infinite transparency. And as we have allowed other people to come and join us in Narnia, we're finding that we have to be really careful not to just go right back to building our centralized roots in this decentralized playground that we have. And really, the whole thing about decentralized finance and the adoption of DeFi is going to be, we need to have every possible scenario that needs to be facilitated by a third party, hammered out, taken care of, and done completely by smart contract. And the minute that happens and all processes as we know it can be handled by smart contract, I mean, I'm not sure what kind of scale they use, but there's got to be a way that they determine humanity's leaps forward. Like when humanity makes large leaps forward, like I bet when we discovered the internet, you got a big pip there. But this is going to set us way further ahead. We're going to start making large strides once we no longer have to worry about the accounting of things. And I don't know, really, Ryoshi is somebody who embodies that decentralized movement. And he's here to make sure that, centralization isn't necessarily bad. It just comes with risks. And we want to at least have the opportunity to have as few risks as possible and to eliminate the human risk just in transferring and conveying. You have a very, very, very important thing to preserve. And that's Ryoshi, in the longest, most confusing answer possible. Ryoshi is somebody who is there to embody decentralization and 100% autonomous communities. And he's the one who started Shiba Inu. And he started Shiba Inu as an experiment in just that, in decentralization. And Adam, tell me, am I on track? Do you want me to keep going? Where are we? I could do this all day. What do you got?
I don't know. I think your talking is music to my ears, and I think this is for everyone because we love the Ryoshi's vision and the story you are telling us. So keep on going. I don't want to interrupt you.
Okay, no, you're gonna need to, so you just let me know when that happens. Okay, so the
Yeah, yeah.
the
Okay.
true this man Ryoshi, man, woman, group of children. We're actually not too sure if Ryoshi at this point is more than one person. It's probably a collective of a few people that are very very close to him that started with one person, but to any event, Ryoshi is the person that really put the idea and concept of decentralization really in on a palatable plate for the masses. Now, there were companies that were obviously focused on decentralization, but these are companies that, to the average person, look like construction sites and excavators, and they're doing things on DeFi that the average person may not understand. When you are able to package the message of decentralization into a innocent dog meme coin known as Shiba Inu, you get magic. And people underestimate meme coins. Meme coins are the kid gloves introductory path to understanding the detailed intricacies of this financial world we're living in now, this new digital landscape. And for you to be able to learn, guys, Shiba Inu has made Shiba Swap, and I don't know if any of you were around when Shiba Swap kind of started, but you were able to you had to mint bone by staking, and there was and I don't know if a lot of people realize that to get all of these people to do these advanced financial concepts and use these really really aggressive financial ways of staking and liquidity pools, and to do all that and have it labeled as like bone and sniff and woof, and it's pretty incredible to have kids doing these things. And it's something that's very important to our space. And Shiba Inu was not just some incredible project. It's not just, it did a 950,000x return for a reason. And the reason why it did that return is because the way it was built, and the way Shiba Inu was built was by using the blueprint that was set down by this person, Ryoshi. He came up with it all. He's the one that really heard the true chords involved in the music of DeFi. And what he did was he came up with three very simple rules. Very simple rules. Rule one: Ryoshi will start a project and he will spend nothing on it. No money. Rule two: because Ryoshi spends no money on project, every other person must do the same. If you want to buy tokens, you must buy them in the open market. You cannot unfairly get a position in the project. And rule three: every person who's involved in the project must volunteer. There is no tokens, there is no payment. Ryoshi spends nothing on the project. So, with these three rules, he built a craft and set it adrift, and that became the arc in previous market cycles. And it made the largest return, I think, of any asset in our space up until that point. It reached heights that nobody thought was everything became Inu after that. It changed everything. And the reason why it was able to do that is because of the way it was structured. It's the hardest way to build something when you don't have one person at the helm. It's very challenging, and it's really the difference between, you got you have dictatorship on one side, and democratic process on the other, and there's benefits to both. I mean, it's really hard to get things done when you have a group of people, having to come together to make harmony and decision making. It's really challenging. That's why usually if you have one person in control, you typically can get things done a little more easy. But if you figure out a way to get the democratic process and structure it, and everybody's on the same page, you do things like Shiba did. You make gains that no one thought was possible, and it's all thanks to the way it was made. And even Shiba had shortfalls. You know what I mean? I mean, that's why Ryoshi ended up leaving the project. I won't get into that yet. I'll let you lead me into that one. But yeah, I mean, this is the Shiba was born. Ryoshi was put on the map, and forevermore, he realized that he has the true blueprint for the random genesis of 100% autonomous community projects. And he's got a track record. He knows what he's doing, and we're all along for the ride. I love it. I hope you could tell. I like being here.
Yeah, I think this is a visionary and really engaging story, and the vision behind Ryoshi and everything is really impressive. Okay, I would just go to my next question. We can do this all day if we talk about Ryoshi's vision and everything he did, and the comparison you just mentioned about Shiba Inu and everything. It really makes sense. Okay, can you please tell us about Suka's potential utilities that can bring benefits to the investors and why people should choose it when the crypto space is crowded with a lot of potential finds? Because at the end of the day, investors' aim is to grab or fill his bag with money. So why uh, people should invest in Suka?
That's a really good question. So people should. So first of all, not financial advice. Everybody, just do your own research. We love y'all. But why I personally am confident with my investment in Suka is because you have two environments with a project. Every project, two environments. Okay, similar to your life, you deal with night and day. With your project, you will have good days and you will have bad days. Okay. And whether you anticipate this or not, if you are involved in a project, you need to understand that the team at the helm of that project, the people responsible for holding up the load bearing wall underneath your project and every investor in it, is going to deal with those two very, very different environments, good days and bad days. And the good days are great. We all love those days. Those days are the best. They come, they're great, things match up, things line up perfectly. You hit the goal, you hit the mark. Everything that you anticipate comes to fruition, no real wrenches. If something does come and it is a miss, you deal with it, you're on the game, and you're doing great. And if your project can do that, God bless you. That's a very important component. However, people forget the other days. And I hate to tell you this, but all of the good days in the world will not protect you from bad days. And bad days are coming for all of us. If you're going to be alive, you're going to have the bad days. That's why Noah's story of the flood is very, very important. The flood is coming to some degree for all of us. And when the flood comes, what do you do?
I'm sorry, Phil, you were muted.
Oh
I don't
no.
know what happened.
Where'd
Yeah.
I cut out?
I don't know. I had to unmute you again.
Sad day.
Your mic was right. Yeah, yeah.
How long?
For a second or two, you were
Oh, okay.
talking about,
Good
yeah,
days and bad
yeah,
days. We're back. So,
yeah.
there are not many projects that are able to do good during bad times, as there are projects that can do well when things are going well. So, we are here to manage risk. And one of the best ways to manage risk is make it so that when things go bad, you can withstand the strongest. And then we found that if you are able to pass those tests, when the good times show up, you have no problem performing and exceeding expectations. So Suka is built in the bear market. It was built when everybody had as little money as possible. This was built at a time when everyone was broken, beaten, poor, demoralized, and no one was left in our space but the people who truly bled for what we are here to do. And that's everything I discussed in the first few minutes of the podcast. So we have Tsuka that was built in a way, just like we mentioned with Shiba Inu, where these three rules are present. And we found with these three rules that you don't have any ability for the project truly, to some degree, to fail. And Tsuka is a testament of that because it's been through so much that would kill any other project, and it has been resilient. So when you are looking for a return on investment, you want a project that's going to do well when the bull market comes. And in order to do well when the bull market comes, let's think of it more simply. Let's say there's a tsunami coming and we want the best surfer. Well, the best surfers are typically the ones that have certain attributes. They're the surfers that are out there every day practicing. They're the surfers that have good physique and they're strong. These are surfers that are at the ready all the time before they see the waves coming. Those are the ones that typically, again, typically do very, very well. And Tsuka is out there paddling every day. We have a structure that doesn't allow for a lot of the horrible atrocities that happen to projects to happen to our baby Tsuka. Now, what is that? Well, Doge, for example, Dogecoin really lives on a lot of the same principles that we've mentioned here, just like Shiba Inu. It's a fully decentralized community. It's a beautiful thing. Doge is awesome. Great, great project. A little expensive, great project. The problem with Doge is very simple. The tokenomics. With Dogecoin, you're able to mint an unlimited amount of tokens. So that one of one Lamborghini that you bought in the shape of a Dogecoin, they made 950 of those Lamborghinis behind your back, and now your Lamborghini is worthless. That's Dogecoin. So we don't want to deal with that. So we have the same really, really beautiful structure that not any other project has. Bitcoin has it, Dogecoin has it, Shiba kind of had it, but Tsuka has a fully true decentralized nature and distribution. And it's got the tokenomics that don't allow for it to be completely diluted into nothing. There's a small supply. They're all available for retail. And right now, it made not only the largest return in the bear market when Bitcoin was at $15,000, but now that we have Bitcoin at 27,000, 30,000, I mean, honestly, if we see October, we might see it up in the 40s. I mean, Tsuka has consolidated down. It's spring loaded down on the floor. Everybody who knows is accumulating their position. I haven't moved up in the Ether scan in a long time, so all the large wallets are accumulating, and it's got all of the positives that we've seen take other tokens to these exceptional highs, but none of the things that held them back. So to be able to get into Doge, but a better version, to be able to get into Bitcoin, but but no venture capitalists, not being polluted by the establishment, to be able to get into these projects at a $20 million market cap, $25 million is something every one of us would do if we understood what we were doing. So that's Tsuka. That's why we're in. That's why we're happy. That's why we know we're confident and we're ready for the bull run.
Okay, that's a really great explanation. And I heard that Suko is appearing on the next Crypto Jam TV show. I think it is a significant opportunity. Can you elaborate on how this TV show works and what viewers can expect to learn about Suka from your appearance? And how do you anticipate this exposure affecting the project's growth and commitment?
So the next Crypto Gem. Oh, wow. The show is awesome. It was so much fun. We basically auditioned randomly to be on part of that project. And we had gone through a round of where they whittle a large group of people down to a final four. So I think we beat out about 40 other projects getting to the end. We went through another round of auditioning, and surprisingly enough, they picked us, and we ended up getting onto the show. And we compete all season out of the last 4 projects, and they make us do challenges. It's the first reality-based crypto TV show. It was truly an insane reality show experience, guys. They didn't tell us anything. It was really, it was a mystery at every turn, and we really had to compete. So we've got this show that is like Shark Tank meets The Apprentice meets The Office, and they did a really good job, guys. So it streams every week. We're on the 4th episode, just dropped last night. You can go to distro.tv, distro.tv, search for the next crypto gem. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes. And next week on Thursday, the 5th episode will drop, and that's going to continue to go that way. So as of October 2nd, the show that's being released every week is going to go international. They're going to release it to the whole world. So we get a really good opportunity to be able to see it early. You guys all get to see that. You get to be part of the Tsuka team and watch Tsuka battle it out. Like it's so funny, guys. They brought all these projects together, and they feel hoity-toity, really important. And then they have like the grassroots community Tsuka pirate project that started from nothing, and we showed up, and when it came to competing, we showed up and showed out, and they had us competing against, I mean, once we found out it was like crypto based competitions, I know crypto so well, and I just love crypto so much. We just really beat out and just surprised everybody, and it was a great time. And so October 2nd, it goes to the whole world. You get to see the first 4 or 5 episodes or so early. So watch that, and yeah, man, just come to the Telegram in Tsuka. It's a great time there.
Okay, that's great. We would love to see you guys on the next Crypto Gem show. As you mentioned, it will be really exciting for everybody to see you guys there. Okay, and if we talk about the recent launch of the Jaitaru Hoshi, I think it's impressive. But can you provide insights into the purpose and role of Hoshi within the Suka ecosystem, and how does it align with Ryoshi's blueprint, and what unique features or benefits does it provide to Suka and your community?
Yeah, Hoshi is an interesting part of the equation. So everybody does have to remember that our community, to some degree, way down in the center of it, right by the heart. It's the heart that beats for Ryoshi and his vision, right? That's why we're all here. Our project was started by a person as an experiment. We were the second iteration of that community experiment that he did with Shiba Inu. He made Shiba Inu, the leadership took over. He knew that the leadership he installed within Shiba was not quite the best way to do it. He needed the community to organically grow, and the team needed to spawn from that organic growth. And that's never happened in crypto. It has not happened with any of these projects. It happened with Tsuka. So Tsuka organically came from nothing. And we were born into this world by Ryoshi's vision. And if you guys want more on Ryoshi's vision, you can go to I Am Ryoshi and read his mediums online. He's got his mediums up there. He says, I am Ryoshi. And he tells everybody about what he's there to do and how he's fascinated with the random genesis of 100% autonomous communities. And you can see his ethos and why he's doing the way he's doing it, and what the reason why he started all of this, saying, hey, I wanted to see if I could make something from nothing. That was the whole reason we're here. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, guys. So the fact that we're Shiba, but 2.0, a better version with an organically grown team that wasn't installed by the creator. Wow. I mean, the angels were jealous of the humans because they were a better iteration as far as God's vision. I'm not going to get into it. All right, listen. So, but Hoshi, how does Hoshi fit in? To some degree, we're not sure. Our creator, Ryoshi, is laying out his blueprint. And in his blueprint, it's not one token. It's an ecosystem. It's many tokens working in concert to solve a problem or serve a purpose, okay? So right now, we have pieces of that equation. We have Tsuka. We know that Tsuka is going to be the most important part of the whole ecosystem, okay? Now, we have Hoshi. We know that Hoshi is going to be our governance token to some degree. We know that Hoshi is a liquidity token with really fat, large, really thick pools of liquidity across different networks. And we don't know how they play together, and we don't know how the governance is going to function. And as our developer gives us more information on how he sees that to go, uh, if not, we'll just do everything the same way we've done everything else. The community will figure out a way to utilize what we've been given, and we'll try to make it work. But yeah, we're not quite sure. What's ultimately going to be happening is we were told we were getting a chain. So remember, when Ryoshi left Shiba years ago, his goal was to develop the same ecosystem that we're doing now with Tsuka. And if you look at his mediums, like I alluded to in the beginning of this, you'll see he has a grand plan, an architect structure. And that structure includes a stable coin. It was called SHI, 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 the SHI token. It stands to reason that Hoshi is the embodiment of that vision that he had with Shiba that's in his mediums. So we feel that Hoshi and Shi serve the same purpose. But the difference is that Hoshi is not a stablecoin. It's paired with Ethereum. It's got the same supply as Suka. It has a substantially thicker liquidity ratio. It's like a 10-to-1 ratio, so it's like a wildly liquid token. Normally, guys, when you have small cap currencies like projects that are $5 million less to under $25 million, you don't really have a lot of liquidity usually, depending on the way the project is set up. And Hoshi is ripe with liquid. It's got a 10-to-1 ratio. So at a $4 million market cap, we had $600,000 in liquidity. So it's a very tradable token. So, and now he's pairing that tradable token night and day constantly. I've got my Zerion watching the deployer wallet. We all do. And he's all the time adding to liquidity, adding liquidity, adding liquidity. He's building these massive liquidity pools. So all we know is that it seems like our Formula One race car, which is Tsuka, has gotten a garage attached to it that is a massive swimming pool of liquidity. And we're kind of all up in the air about how this is going to interplay together, because if we get a dragon chain, and the dragon chain, which is going to be the chain for Suka, I mean, it could be the holy grail for a decentralized node network if every person who holds Suka ends up somehow becoming part of the decentralized web of like an Oracle net. Really nobody knows. But the fact that Suka is the only true organic decentralized community, it makes it very powerful, because everything that it becomes involved with is automatically touched with the magic wand of decentralization. And we're all trying to figure it out. So, I mean, we know a lot, but we don't know as much as we do know, if not more. And we just know that Hoshi was launched by our deployer. So we know that it's not like from a community member. It's not some rogue admin. It was launched from the person who launched Suka. So we know that. And now we're all just trying to wade through the uncertainty and figure it out like everything else. And, Suka can't be stopped. So these types of things, every time we get through this, we get massive community involvement. It brings everybody together. We settle these chapters of uncertainty, and the community grows from it. So it's all part of we're living the dream over there.
Yeah, that's really good. And like you mentioned, Suka's impressive pool of liquidity seems like a financial fortress, providing stability and strength to the Suka's foundation. It's really impressive. And the Euroki Trading D app released on September 30th. It has grabbed my attention. So can you shed light on what Loki is, how it functions, and its significance within the Sequels ecosystem?
Yes, Your Loki is our first community project. And what that means is Suka, again, is just a team of volunteers. Everybody within Suka has been, to some degree, vetted over time based on their involvement and activity in the project. So you have a group of people that wake up every day and try to help the people to their left and right. And these people have come together to make a baby, a dragon baby, a very large dragon baby known as Uroloki. And Uroloki is essentially our community flagship product. And what it's going to do is a few things. First of all, it's going to be released as a community project, as an alpha build. So we are going to, as a community, take Uroloki from where it is now. Uh, by the way, we got green light on the launch for yesterday. It came in the final hour. So Uroloki is going live for a small test net of people within our community. We just got the stamp of approval from the audit. So we're going to be able to make sure that we guarantee its safety to some degree. Now we started the next phase, which is we're doing all the community testing. So the utility of Tsuka is you get to be involved in all this stuff. So you get into Tsuka, you can be involved in the beta testing, the alpha testing that we're doing, and we're going to be adjusting like the way the gas is distributed and how some of the levers are working on the back end. Because remember, the community has built this, the community developed it, the community imagined it, the community raised funds for it, the community put it all together. So the community is going to have to run it. So what's going to happen is we're going to be able to take Uroloki from the trading DApp that it's starting as now, because it starts out where it's going to lay over Uniswap so that we can use a lot of the functionality and the already guaranteed safety that Uniswap offers while we're trying to take this slowly. Because you guys know, like, remember we talked about good times and bad times. We want to always guarantee that we're not putting what we think is good ahead of what is best for everybody. And that's just that, we do things the right way. So Uroloki is live. We're starting. If you want to be involved in the alpha testing and the tuning of that, you just have to go to Tsuka's Telegram. There's an email address that's posted there. Only use the email address within the Tsuka Telegram. Ask an admin, ask somebody, make sure it's real, check 3 times. Even Santa Claus checked his list twice. It's the Pope's job to have faith. It's our jobs to check. So you have a responsibility to make sure you're not clicking on some weird link or you're not falling prey to some scammy ex-community member that's trying to message people and say, oh, if you connect your wallet, we'll give you the super secret link to get to your... Don't be that person. Don't be that sad person. Come into the Tsuka's official Telegram. Make sure you check pinned messages. Make sure it's not some weird scam Telegram. Go into the right one. Be safe. You're in DeFi. You have a responsibility. Be careful. And if you want to be involved in the alpha build, feel free to email the email address. I think it's tsukatrades@gmail.com, but don't quote me on that. Please go to the Telegram. But yes, that has a roadmap. As a community, we have a roadmap. We're going to take Uroloki from the baby dragon it is now all the way to the full-fledged decentralized exchange that is owned, run, and operated autonomously and is part of the Tsuka community. So it's like a living document. The whole community, everybody within the community is going to be able to watch their community take this application from soup to nuts and make sure that we turn it into the beautiful DEX that we envisioned it to be. And this is going to be our first thing that's built as a community. So step 1 is done. Smart contract is safe. Uroloki is launched. And now we're fine-tuning it as a community, and we're doing it together. So yeah, it's really, really exciting. So I love Uroloki, not because I'm, on the team that is kind of on making sure that all the screws get turned. But I mean, guys, remember the community of Immaculate Conception, the community that came from nothing, this group of people that should not be here for any reason, that is here, has made life. They've built something. 90% of the coins, that 99% of the coins in our space, they say they're building. They say they're making things. They say things are happening. And guess what? They don't do shit. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. And it's ruins project. People get rugged left and right, if not literally rugged, figuratively, but the slow rug. You're lied to by a community of inaction. We don't have that in Tsuka. The project that started with no team and nobody has none of those problems. We have a community that is a utility of action, of communication, of effort, of consideration. And these people, these volunteers, made this project what it is. And it's great. So Your Loki is awesome. It's live. We're going to be releasing it internationally as we get to that step in our bench, in our roadmap. And the community is really fired up. We're really excited. I feel like I don't want you to think I live in Harlem. So I got this train driving by me. I'm in a safe place. Don't worry. But listen, when you use Uroloki, you will have a bit of Tsuka that will be burned and it'll go towards our liquidity. So there's already a small supply of Tsuka. There's not a lot of them. There's only a small percentage of the supply left on the open market. So what do you think's going to happen when 2024 hits? The year of the dragon comes around. Everybody in retail has had 2 years to jockey for a position within Tsuka, and now the entire crypto market goes ablaze. The water level explodes. The flood comes in the way of market share. People are piling into crypto, and only a small supply of Suka left for them to get in on. We're going to have a price squeeze that's going to God handle us up in ceiling. So Your Loki's going to help with that. It's going to slowly peck away at the already small supply of Suka. It's not some gimmicky burn event. We actually don't want to burn any Suka. I mentioned this last time. We see it like each one is a piece of art. It's like a Banksy painting. And we don't want to burn any of them. But if we burn a little bit, it gives it a symbiotic, positive feedback loop. And using Uroloki helps every holder of Suka. And you got to have Tsuka to use Uroloki. So it's really exciting.
Okay, that's really cool. And you mentioned about the people opportunity of having of being a alpha testers for this specific token. So, what exciting opportunities and insights or benefits they can get from alpha testing phases if they find a potential bug or issues with this specific thing?
So the issues part has actually all been. So I don't know if we did this backwards because, again, we're a team of volunteers. So we're not like a group of developers. So we've had to kind of figure this out as we go. But it made sense at the time that we didn't want to do any of the real rigorous field testing until we guaranteed that the smart contract was safe to use. So once we got we really, that was like kind of our focus because we had an audit, do a rigorous test on it. They came back with some small but legitimate things that needed to be addressed. The build team got after it. The smart contracts team reviewed it again. They didn't quite feel like what we had done satisfied the necessary things that needed to be safe. And hey, that's why they're there. We need them to be rigorous. We're not here to put cake and be friendly with everybody. We didn't care if we didn't hit our deadline. We just wanted it to work and worked right. And that's what mattered. And we already had everything prepared to push off the deadline and let everybody know, hey, we aren't going to be able to launch right away. Sorry. And, like in true Suka fashion, all lights went green. We finally the audit came back and was like, no, you got to fix this stuff. The build team in Suka, oh my God, they are incredible. These people scrambled the jets the minute we got word back from the audit team, and their team got on it right away. They got it done. They got it fixed. And actually, in patching what was suggested, we opened up another area of concern. It's funny how all this works. We're just rolling with the punches. So we fixed the two things that needed. We opened up something else. They scrambled the jets again. They got everything patched. The audit company got it. They looked over it all. They beat it with their hammers and their ice picks. And we got the gold seal of approval. And in the final hour, the day before, we got the thumbs up. And we're going live, baby. We're ready to go. So now we just need to tune the way the fees from Uroloki, because a small portion of the fee is going to go towards maintenance of Uroloki. Obviously, it's going to be fully autonomous to some point, to some degree. So we need to basically have a ratio based on how many people are using it, what percentage goes towards fees and which percentage goes towards the actual buying and burning of Tsuka. And, we just want to make sure the gas mixture to oil goes, cycles through the engine the right way. So nobody's going to be testing if there's bugs. Nobody's going to be like falling in any Chinese foot traps. This is not, we're not putting community holders and at risk in that way. So we wanted to guarantee its safety first. Now it's just about us getting on the stationary bikes, getting on the jungle gym, getting in the gymnasium and playing around on it and just getting comfortable with it. So it's more so for us in the back end to be able to have our hands on the right toggles while it's being used in a small way, so we can get comfortable if, God forbid, we need to halt a trade, if we need to turn something off, if we need to call the build team back, if we have some type of issue with the amount of traffic coming to the site. Little stuff like that needs to really, we want to have a good hand on that. So we release to the community first. We let them test it if they want to. While they're testing, we tune, and then we go global. And we're the community they deserve everything and more. So it's been great. It's been a great experience.
Okay, as we approach to end of the, I mean, I can see a lot of people are raising their hand. They might be curious about Tsuka's vegan and Yoshi's vegan, I should say. And one last question from me, and then I can jump on to the audience questions. Is there any plan to expand Tsuka toward centralized exchanges or any other DEXs? And also tell our audience members that how they can participate in Tsuka. I mean, where they can find Tsuka tokens or where they can buy or have a bag of Tsuka.
Great. Yeah, so we obviously, I mean, we're not, so the good thing about the centralized exchanges, although they do come with drawbacks that we're obviously not, we don't suggest in the long term, there is something to be said for ease of access. And so we absolutely welcome the centralized exchanges to list Tsuka. However, the difficulty in it all is we don't have a bunch of Tsuka cached piled away to give these listing companies. So these exchanges, basically, they show up like the king in Nottingham and they say, hey, we like your token, but we also like money. So we need $250,000 and $100,000 in your token, and we'll list you. Smiles. So, as based on everything you guys have heard this whole hour with me up here jawbone and everybody, that doesn't quite mix well because, nobody got tokens unfairly. There's no cache of tokens anywhere. So if that wanted to happen, community members would have to pool funds together and give their Tsuka to these exchanges. And that's happened. We've done it. It's been done. We've come together. We've done that when needed. There were large holders of Tsuka that wanted to help the community that I personally know for a fact have just freely given away lots of Tsuka so that we could get a listing and anything like that. So yeah, we're really open to it. And what's going to happen is every major exchange is going to list Tsuka, guys. I can tell you. So whether they do it and they have to market buy it at $1, or if they get in now at 2 cents, it's completely up to them. But we welcome that experience. If you want to buy Tsuka, L Bank is a big one. Mexi. No, Mexi is probably the number one. I think they were our first exchange. So Mexi, if you want to go to some type of centralized exchange, Mexi is a good place to buy Tsuka. You can also go on Uniswap. I buy on Uniswap. Just keep your slippage low. 0.10 is good because you don't want to get meved. That Jared's going to munch on you if he can. And yeah, it's a no tax token. So guys, it's a fun token to trade. Come into the Telegram if you want to get involved. Message anybody that's on the mod team, on the admin team. Go to Uniswap. If you're going to buy Tsuka and you're not buying it on Mexi, you got to use the contract. Do not go into Uniswap and start typing Tsuka and buying it like Hipfire, buying it from there. You guys are nuts, all right? Don't be knuckleheads. Don't do that. If you're going to buy anything in DeFi, you need to use the contract, okay? You copy the Tsuka, go to CoinMarketCap's website, look up Tsuka, copy the contract, use that. Go while you're on CoinMarketCap's website, look up Uniswap's website, go to their app, use the contract you copied from there, from the link you clicked from there. Do not use links; it's impossible. There's safety is your responsibility, so be careful. But yeah, go on Uniswap, buy Tsuka, come into the Telegram, get involved. We're here for it.
Hey, glad to hear, and that's really great conversation we have with you. Okay, before we get to some audience questions, is there anything that we have not covered that you would like to tell our community about before I get these community questions?
I can't think of anything specifically. Like if you guys, I mean, really, just everything's happening in the Telegram. Suka Hoshi, we are Ryoshi. That's pretty much the whole the whole game right now. Euro Loki's coming out. We got the show. Make sure you go to distro.tv, watch the show. And there's more music banging for Suka right now than there ever has been in the past. And we're at such a good position with our market cap. So get involved, come hang out, meet the Sangha, and we'd be happy to have you, man.
Okay, that's great. And people, please raise your hands if you want your questions to be answered. So let's take a question. We have Sayed Rahmat. Rahmat, you're good to go.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. Okay, I want to know is Hoshi your own token or it's also created by the Ryoshi who created Suka token? And also I was thinking how will a Hoshi token going to play a governance role for Suka ecosystem?
That's a really good question. So yeah, we didn't launch Hoshi. That's kind of the big part of the fun of it all, I guess. No, so Suka Hoshi was launched by the same hand that launched Suka. So it was not launched by the community. There were no community members involved. It was actually stealth launched in the same way Suka was. If you know, if any of you know Ryoshi at this point, he moves in very specific ways. He's big on just stealth launching projects. So we got the Ryoshi, the Suka launched in the front, and then in the back door when nobody suspected it, we got our governance token Hoshi. So yeah, that was launched by our deployer. And how the governance is going to work? Well, governance has two parts. You've got social governance and you have protocol governance. And if we end up getting it, we've been told that we are going to be getting a chain. And if we get a chain, we're going to need governance. And if we have the governance token now, it stands to reason that that will eventually turn into what we use to make changes on the chain's protocol. So we're all trying to figure out if it's going to do both, if it's going to do one, if it's going to do the other. And yeah, just every day that we just go by and build and get closer towards the blitz of the bull market, I'm sure that'll be detailed out to us.
Got it. Thank you so much for the clarification. Over to you, Adam.
Okay, thank you so much, Sayed Rahmat. And now let's take another question from Feline. Feline, you're allowed to speak. Feline, you need to unmute your mic and then you're good to go. No. Okay, let's take another question from Jupiterian. I saw Jupiterian raising the hand for a very long time. You're allowed to speak, Jupiterian.
And by the way, I got a little bit more time than I expected. So if you want to, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to take a little bit more time to do questions, I can.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, Phil,
I hear you, man.
we're good to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome,
Jupiterian.
awesome. Okay, great presentation, Black Adam. I actually love what you guys are doing, and feel that was actually something cool. You elaborate something amazing about what you're building. So my question is regarding, like, since the bear market is something actually hard for most investors who actually want to take part in the project, and so what is like the plan for you guys to like want to keep your holders to stay with you till we have a bull run during the bull run season? So how do you guys plan on doing this to keep the investors close to what you people are building? And the market is kind of complicated, but why you come up with an idea of keeping the investors to hold the token for a long time is gonna give them confidence and want to be part of the project. And so, what is other plans are you guys planning on creating awareness and exposure to attract more potential investors into the community? Because while you do so, for the new ones who are actually taking part in the project, it's gonna give them confidence that you people are actually building something amazing and something that want to end long term and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe you understand what I'm saying.
No, no, of course. So we got really lucky. And I try to remind myself every day, because it's not easy being in a community token, guys. If I didn't make that abundantly clear, all the good stuff and the wonderful roses and butterflies that I've been talking about is coming at a cost. It's not easy. It's if you are absolutely able to just like hold Tsuka and kick your feet up and benefit from like this powder keg movement that you luckily got involved with. But you can also come to the front line, right in the trenches and the rabbit holes. And there's a battle going on against complacency. And we're just constantly trying to expand and push out as hard as humanly possible against the sucking vacuum of the bear market. And right now, if you've been through a few market cycles, you know that this is the time to build. And when you're in these bear markets, you should notice that nobody is talking about crypto. Nobody. And if they are, they're not talking positively about it. Or if they are talking positively about it, they're in our space with us. So outside of the few people that we have left in here, most of the people are gone. Our market cap is at all-time lows. We've been through the longest, hardest bear market to date. And right now, we're just kind of crawling and scraping out of the pits on the other side of the trough that we're all crawling through. And so what makes investors want to get involved now with Tsuka would be just a good understanding of the market cycle. And right now, all of the people that are dollar cost averaging and building positions, right now, everybody is kind of setting themselves up. And like if we talk about the analogy with the surfers on the wave, all the surfers are getting positioned for the wave. They're positioning themselves right. They're making sure they're settled. They're building and getting comfortable. And we got lucky in Tsuka because we didn't know this, but we bought into an like I said, an arms race between the entire Shiba Inu community and its developer Ryoshi. There's a large, very, very significant battle going on behind the scenes, and Suka is the major player in that battle. So none of us had any idea we would be so lucky as to be involved in the front runner of this coming up bull market. But I mean, Suka is the only, I can't, it's the magic token. It's the only fair people's community token. It came from nothing. The whole community developed from, it's an enigma. There was nobody, people every day try to make projects. People every day try to come up with projects. Go to Dex Tools, go to new projects. You will see amongst the sea of rugged projects that came out 8 minutes ago that there's a project every second. Something comes out, something comes out, something comes out, something comes out. New project, dog token, bird token, caw. There are always new tokens. And they all say, we are going to do things. We are going to do things. And all 99.99999% of them don't do shit. They do nothing. They go away. They take people's money. They die. They leave. The fact that Tsuka has not only survived the pit of that problem, the lowest point of that problem, it made at the lowest point the largest return on investment of any coin in the bear market. Not my words. That's the numbers. That's what happened. So now you have this token that soared the highest of all the tokens when the water was at 2 feet. Now the water's at 30 feet. We're able to soar. So anybody that understands things is getting involved in Tsuka. Projects like that are going to be big. Even Shiba. Shiba's going to do great. Shiba is going to do great. Doge is going to do great. They are community projects. They are for the people. They are going to, some more than others, but they are going to be fine. But Tsuka is going to be the most fine out of all of them. And that is what we are prepared for. And I cannot wait till we get some Twitter fingers from Ryoshi when the time is right and we erupt into the pages of history for crypto forever. So if you want to be involved in the battle, whether you're in the back, the front, or you're in the midst of just trying to figure it all out, you cannot go wrong slowly, consistently buying anything right now that's a legitimate project. So Suka's one of them. Take that for what it is, not financial advice, but we're doing great over here.
That's fantastic because most people out there might kind of be thinking, since a lot of projects coming out, they are not actually looking at the benefit of the investors. So that's the reason why I actually asked it. So if you give them assurance that if they do stay for a long time, they're gonna benefit. So thanks for the opportunity, Black Adam. It's a pleasure speaking.
It's really important, guys. That the most important thing above all else is that these projects like Doge, Shiba, Suka, they have no one single point of failure, and that is the most important fact. So it's really important. Great question, man.
No problem. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jupiterian, and thanks for your kind words and a great question. Okay, Phil, I'm sorry, I have to jump to another call. There's a meeting. So thank you so much for being in here. It was our pleasure to have you here. Share your last words, brother.
Black Adam, if I could, I'd kiss you right in the mouth. You're the man. I love being here. I don't know where you are, but if you end up in on my side of the fence, you come hang out. But if you want to do any of these AMAs, I love being here. You got a great community. We got 90 people in here. That's great. People asking good questions, and yeah, man, you're always bringing the heat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thanks for the kind words. And people, remember the journey doesn't end here. To stay updated on the latest developments and news regarding the Suka, make sure to follow their official channels. Every information regarding them is pinned right in our main chat. Once again, thank you, everyone. It was one of our favorite AMA. And remember, we do these AMAs only for educational purposes. It's not a financial advice. Always do your own research. And one last thing I would tell our community about, we are thrilled to announce that we have forged a strong partnership with Jampad. They will be listing us in their A tier in their Gatebook. Uh, I think together we are set to unlock new horizons of innovation and success, and that's a great thing that we end up partnering with Gemped, and a lot of exciting things are on the way. So always do your own research. Safety is as simple as ABC. Always be careful. Until next time, take care and goodbye.